People entered the elevator like any other day. Office workers, residents, visitors. They pressed familiar buttons and waited for the doors to close. But for some of them, the elevator stopped at a floor that was not listed on the panel. A floor that officially did not exist. The first report came from a woman working late in a downtown office building. She entered the elevator alone, pressed the lobby button, and felt the elevator move upward instead of down. When the doors opened, she was no longer inside the building she recognized. The hallway was silent, dimly lit, and completely unfamiliar. No signs, no windows, no people. After a few seconds, the doors closed on their own and the elevator returned her to the lobby. According to building records, the elevator never left the ground floor. At first, the incident was dismissed as stress or exhaustion. But then another report came in. And then another. Over the next several years, multiple people from different cities described nearly identical experiences. They entered elevators in hospitals, hotels, and office buildings. The elevator would pause briefly, then stop at a floor that was not marked. The doors would open to reveal empty hallways, strange lighting, and an overwhelming sense of unease. Some reported hearing faint sounds, like footsteps or distant voices. Others said the air felt heavy, as if they were not meant to be there. Security footage was reviewed. In every case, cameras showed the elevator doors opening and closing normally. No extra floors appeared. No unexplained movements were detected. According to the data, the elevator never stopped. One of the most disturbing cases involved a maintenance worker. He entered the elevator during a routine inspection. When the doors opened, he found himself on a floor that was not part of the building's blueprint. The walls were unfinished, the lights flickered, and the temperature was noticeably colder. He stepped out briefly. When he returned to the elevator, the buttons inside no longer responded. The doors closed slowly, and when they reopened, he was back on the correct floor. Several minutes had passed, but according to his watch, only seconds were gone. Building managers denied the existence of any hidden levels. Architects confirmed the structures had no extra floors. Engineers found no mechanical explanation. Yet the reports continued. Some witnesses claimed the elevator buttons briefly showed unfamiliar symbols or numbers before disappearing. Others said their phones lost signal entirely while the doors were open. A few refused to ever use elevators again. Investigators attempted to recreate the incidents. They ran elevators overnight, tested software systems, and inspected control panels. Nothing unusual was found. No errors. No faults. No evidence. Theories began to emerge. Some believed it was a psychological phenomenon, caused by stress, fatigue, or expectation. Others suggested electrical malfunctions creating shared hallucinations. A more unsettling theory proposed that the elevators were briefly accessing spaces not meant for human presence, places outside normal perception. There were also rumors. Stories of people who entered the elevator and never returned. No official reports confirmed this, but missing persons cases near certain buildings fueled speculation. In every rumor, the details were similar: a late hour, an empty elevator, and no witnesses. Eventually, the incidents stopped being reported. Either they stopped happening, or people stopped talking about them. The buildings remain in use. The elevators still run every day. But some employees swear that certain buttons feel colder to the touch. Some avoid riding alone. And some say that if you enter an elevator late at night and wait long enough, it might take you somewhere you were never meant to go. So the question remains: were these simple malfunctions of the mind? Or did those elevators briefly open doors to a place that officially does not exist? What do you think happened?